Okay, everybody, today we are looking at number 26 from the 2019 STAAR exam. And it reads as follows. The graph of linear function f passes through the point 1, comma, -9 and has a slope of -3. What is the zero of f? So, a little bit of information here. So, when we're talking about zero, if we were to graph this sucker, we know it's a line. It's a linear function. Well, wherever this line crosses the x-axis, that's the point we're looking for. That's the zero. That's the x-intercept. So 0 is just another way to say x-intercept. So that's really what we want to know. Well, and what we know about lines, we know this form of a line, y equals mx plus b. Well, I know this is x, and I know this is y, and this guy here, the slope, -3, that is m. So I know y, m, x, I don't know b. So let's try to find out everything about this line before we get started, and we'll find out what b is here. Well, if y is -9, then, well, m is always -3, that's the slope, and x would be 1 at that point, and plus b. I don't know what b is. So let's multiply. -9 equals -3 times 1 equals -3 plus b. And I need to get rid of this -3 over here. I want b alone. So I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to add 3, and I add 3 here on the left side as well. These cancel. On the right side, -6 plus 3 will give me -9 plus 3, will give me -6. And then I bring this b down. So -6 equals b, or b equals -6. All right. So, well, I know if x is 1, y is -9, and if y is -9, x is 1, and all of these points are intertwined. Well, what if y instead is 0? Because that's really what they're telling me. They're telling me that at the intercept they want to know the value of x. Well, I already know the value of y at that point is 0. The slope of this line will never change. The y-intercept will never change. So now I just have to find the x-intercept. So let's go back to y equals mx plus b. And well, now y is going to be 0. And of course my slope doesn't change. It's still -3 here. Don't know what x is when y is 0. Of course, I know x is 1 if y is -9, but I don't know what it is when y is 0. So I'm going to add the b, which is -6. That's a -6. And let's draw my line. Let's multiply this out. Copy the 0. -3 times x gives -3x. -6 equals 0. I'm going to add 6 to both sides. Remember, always do your addition step first. And these cancel. 0 plus 6 gives me a value of 6 equals -3x. And I'm going to divide, which is the opposite of that multiplication. -3 times x. So divide by -3. And here, divide by -3. These guys cancel, giving me just x on this right side equals -6. Well, 6 goes into 3 2 times. And that's a negative, so that's -2, or x equals -2, which is my answer. So that is answer choice J. And just to give you a rough sketch here, what this might look like, this is my y-axis, this is my x-axis. Well, I know my x-intercept is over here, -2, okay? And my y-intercept, well, that's b, is -6, that's -1, 2, 3, 4, 5, -6 down here, and then that would be kind of what my line would look like. Well, remember, my slope is -3. Well, that makes sense. The line is going down. This is my x-intercept. That is my y-intercept. But the answer they were looking for here is x equals -2, which I think gives us an answer choice of letter J.